listening to the NFL Draft Bible Podcast Network, part of Sports Illustrated, giving you daily NFL Draft, Dynasty, and Devy Fantasy Football podcasts.
Class is in session. Welcome into the draft seminar presented by Sports Illustrated's NFL Draft Bible Podcast Network. I am your host, Matt Hicks, the FF educator, joined as always by my co-host, John Lobb, the Gridiron Scholar. And we're talking about a tight end here, flying a little bit too far under the radar for our taste. Out of Boston College, we have Hunter Long.
You know what, Matt? It's because the top three are so good. When you're looking at Kyle Pitts, Pat Freiermuth, and Brevin Jordan, which we've already broke down in previous draft seminar, Hunter Long's on another tier, unfortunately. He just isn't in that range. I will say this. I think NFL teams are going to like Hunter Long more than fantasy football fans. But he does have a ceiling here that cannot be overlooked. Boston College has been known for the last decade as a ground and pound. And all of a sudden this year, they brought in Phil Jurkovec, the transfer from Notre Dame. They unleashed Zay Flowers, their wide receiver, who people should look at. He's an interesting prospect under the radar. And Hunter Long this year took flight for the Boston College Eagles. He enrolled at Boston College at only 235 pounds. And he took a redshirt season. If you notice there, he's 253 now. So he has grown up, gained some bulk, gained a lot of strength. In high school, he was a 3-star recruit and the number 4 prospect in Massachusetts by Rivals. And he was a number 1 tight end in the state by Scout. He also played defensive line in high school. So he was a versatile athlete who played on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Now, he really didn't do a lot early in his career for Boston College. In 2019, though, he popped on the radar. He was third-team All-ACC. And this was a team that ran the football and ran the football and ran the football. He did lead the team in receiving yards with 509, and he logged 28 catches and 2 touchdowns. This stat shocked me when I was looking at the production. He averaged 18.2 yards per catch in 2019. He wasn't that productive on a per-catch basis last year, but he rose up draft rankings a ton, and he was named AP second-team All-American and first-team All-ACC. He was the most targeted tight end in the nation with 89 receptions, Matt, and he established career highs with 57 catches for 685 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's a classic inline, two-way blocking, pass-catching tight end. The NFL is going to like him a lot. Matt, what did your film break down? What did you give him for scores?
Yeah, when we're talking about what the NFL is going to appreciate, we do have to start with his blocking, John. He picks up pass rush really well, so he's going to be able to hit the ground running in the NFL. He's not going to be a liability. He's also an aggressive and willing run blocker, so I really do feel like Hunter Long can get on the field quickly in the NFL. So I give him an 82 there. And I know that's not the flashiest for fantasy football, but guess what? You can't get targets if you're not going to be on the field in the first place and be reliable for your NFL team. So opportunity is king, and Hunter Long should see the opportunity because of his blocking ability. Now, he has great hands as well. He has soft hands. If the ball is on target, he's catching the ball. He doesn't have the flashiest hands or the longest catch radius, or the ability to get some really underthrown balls. But if it's on target, he's catching it. He's reliable. I give him an 80 score for his hands. He's also a good contested catcher. He holds on really well through contact. All right, he's not going to be thrown off by taking a pop while he's bringing in that ball. He has good body positioning, and he uses his frame, his 6'5" frame well, to extend his catch radius a little bit longer than most. Now, he also has good strength behind his game. He holds up well to his ACC opponents. He doesn't overpower them. He doesn't dominate them, but he should be able to hold his own at the next level. But John, let's compare this score here. By the way, I have a flex filler projection on him. It's difficult with tight ends in fantasy football. We know that, but I think Hunter Long is going to be in that conversation in the tight end 12 to 24 range here as he kind of progresses and develops over the next few years. But John, let's see what he's done at Boston College. Let's flip on that tape.
Absolutely.
All right, and as always, provided by Brandon Lejeune, Devy Deep Dive on YouTube and Twitter. And we're going to see right off the bat his ability to have good body positioning here against this Duke defender. He extends his body well, and it's because he put himself in a position to win.
Absolutely, and those were nice hands. You know, he had to extend for that, and he had the defender all over him. Look at that. He's, in tight space. He's got the defender on. Ooh, nice one-handed
He's got the defender on him. He catches that ball not only through contact, John, but through defensive pass interference here with this Duke linebacker draped all over him. He focuses well here. And again, that's a nice catch radius. He makes himself just a little bit bigger than he has to.
Wow, he's really beating these Duke linebackers. And I loved on the touchdown, he put his hand up before, like, come on, give me the ball.
Absolutely. You love that aggressiveness from the tight end position, going up and getting it. And you can see here on this broken play, he's going to go downfield, and he's kind of beaten there, but he finds a way to win and pull that ball in, despite it being just a bit off target there from Jurkovec.
Oh, he's wide open. So he does have some skill, to go deep when the opportunity's there.
Absolutely. Not the speediest guy, but he has the ability to stretch the field a little bit when needed. How does that line up, John, to his production profile?
It is a nice profile when you pop it in. He surpasses almost all my benchmarks as a pass catcher for a tight end. So despite him being a two-way classic tight end, he had 89 career receptions, which is more than I'm looking for, 1,297 yards. Matt, 14.6 yards per catch as a tight end is rather impressive. 9 career touchdowns. But I'm going to put that in context. The Boston College Eagles are not an elite aerial passing game. So 9 touchdowns is pretty solid there. And look at his catch percentage this year, 63%. He has good hands. I'm not going to tell you they're natural or they're super soft, but he does corral the football with those big mitts of his. Team aerial dominator. That's pretty impressive for a tight end, 22%. And Matt, you said something that was very important earlier. His blocking will get him on the field. He will be in 12 personnel. If you put him, I was thinking about this, Matt, he might be the perfect complement to an Evan Ingram, but the Giants have that covered. But you put him on the field in 12 personnel with Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley in the backfield, and he can play right away. And why is that important? It might not lead to fantasy production, but if you look at New Orleans last year, Adam Troutman was on the field a lot more than you think. Look at the numbers, people. His snap percentage is really high. Now, Jared Cook was the recipient of the production, but now Cook is gone, which means Troutman got enough opportunity and experience. He should be able to take the next level for the Saints. If we have a similar opportunity with Hunter Long, where he's on the field a lot more than normal for a rookie tight end, that will lead to quicker fantasy production down the road. The size is there, 6'5", 253 pounds. Matt, he does have a B-. That's a great grade for blocking. He's not going to be Rob Gronkowski blowing people off the line of scrimmage, but he can hold his own on the edge at the NFL level. He's physical. He knows how to use his frame. Hey, we saw it. He had pass interference, and he caught the ball with one hand. He does have sure hands, not great, and he can be a red zone threat in the middle of the field. I like Hunter Long. I think we just have to be patient for his growth as a fantasy player.
All right, there you have it. Hunter Long, tight end out of Boston College. You can go ahead and put those pencils down. This episode is over. We appreciate you listening. As always, please make sure to give the video